everyone, welcome to Bottoms Down, Chair Yoga for Everyone. I'm Carol. I'm so glad you've joined us today. So we hope you're enjoying our new format with some of those shorter and longer classes. We've added some new sections to the Bottoms Down YouTube channel homepage, just to make it easier for you to find classes by length or purpose or body area. So be sure and check it out. And if you haven't already, click that subscribe button. It's free for you. It helps us out, and we would love to hear from you, so leave me a comment. Now, in today's practice, we're going to explore poses for the legs. So you'll need your chair and a yoga strap. Now, if you don't have a yoga strap, you can substitute a belt or a scarf or a men's necktie, anything that's got some length to it. And if you want to do it without it, that's fine too. All right, let's get started. So we're going to sit up really nice and tall in our chair. We're going to go ahead and take a moment to ground those feet to the floor. So just think about having those feet equally weighted and firmly planted on the floor, the earth. Next, we're going to think about those sits bones. So we want to have those sits bones nice and firmly planted on the chair, and that you're sitting up on top of those sits bones. So you're not kind of back here, right? You want to be sitting up nice and tall. Pull that belly button into the spine. Take those shoulders down out of the ears. Place your hands on your thighs. Close your eyes and just breathe. So we're focusing our attention on our heart center, letting go of everything outside of the room. Feel your natural inhalation and exhalation. Begin to elongate that breath, inhaling a little more deeply. Exhaling a little more completely. One more breath here. Bring your hands to your heart and set your intentions for today's practice. One more breath. Bring your hands back down to your thighs and open your eyes. Let's drop that right ear to that right shoulder. And drop your chin to your chest. Left ear to left shoulder. Should feel really good. And chin to chest. Go ahead and look up towards the front of the room, and we're going to look over one shoulder gently, very gently. We're going to look center, and then we're going to look the other way. And let's go ahead and look center and roll those shoulders up, back, and down. Oh, yeah. That should feel really good. And reverse that roll. Okay, we're going to look left and right again, just trying to go a little bit deeper into that stretch, but just, again, taking it gently, okay? So let's look over that right shoulder and then just take it a little bit further. So just gently beginning to increase that range of motion. Let's go ahead and look center, and we're going to look over the other side. So take it, kind of where we were the first time, and then maybe just a little bit further. Go ahead and look center, and let's roll those shoulders one more time. And reverse it. Kind of really exaggerate that shoulder roll. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to do a little cat and cow, warming up that spine. So we're going to place our hands on our thighs, okay? Pull your belly button to your spine, round your shoulders, tuck your chin, and let that head fall. So it should be a nice stretch for the back. You should feel that upper back, the neck stretching. Feels really, really good. All right, we're going to lift our heart up, grab the back of your chair, lift your heart. There's your cow pose. We're going to add the breath now. So let's inhale here into our cow and exhale into our cat. Inhale into your cow and exhale into your cat. One more time. Inhale into that cow. And exhale into your cat pose. Nice. And release. Let's do those shoulder rolls one more time. Just a one shoulder at a time. And reverse it. All right, very good. So we're going to do a little mountain pose. So we're going to start with our hands down, spreading those fingers nice and wide. Okay, so it's a nice stretch for those fingers. And if you've got arthritis in your hands, don't do it, right? You don't need to stress out those fingers. But if you don't and you want to stretch those fingers, go for it. All right, now we're going to release those fingers. We're going to bring the arms to goalpost arms. Squeeze your shoulder blades behind your back. Just a nice little heart opening, right? You feel it? Feel it through the shoulders. One more breath here. Let's release. Roll your shoulders. We're going to do that one more time, just like that. All right. So let's come to our mountain pose, finger stretch. All right. Let's come up. Goalpost arms. Squeeze those shoulder blades behind your back. Feel that heart open. It should feel really good. All right, now we're going to take our hands to the ceiling for an extended mountain. I don't know if you noticed, but I immediately pulled my shoulders down, right? So I was here, and as my hands were beginning to come up, I could feel my shoulders inching up into my ears, and I just pulled them down. Nice. Okay, I'm stretching. Even though my shoulders are down, I'm still stretching, trying to touch the ceiling with my fingers, right? So I'm not here. I'm here. One more breath. Release. And let's do a final shoulder roll. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to come into that extended mountain. All right, shoulders are down, belly is tight. With your right hand, grab your left wrist, lengthen up to the ceiling, and then we're just going to lean. Come up. Let's switch sides. Grab that other wrist and lean. So as you're leaning, feeling that nice, luxurious stretch in the side waist, we're really concentrating on keeping this hip down. One more breath here and release. Beautiful. Okay, so we're going to move into pyramid pose. So I'm going to come a little bit towards the edge of my chair, and I'm going to take my right foot and I'm going to extend it out in front of me. My toes are up to the ceiling. Now my hands are going to stay right here on my thighs. I'm going to extend my spine long, pull my belly button in, keep my back flat as I let my heart fall down. Gentle. We're warming up. So just take a nice gentle stretch. You should be feeling the back of this leg, right? My hands are on my thighs to give me some support. One more breath here. I'm going to come up. I'm going to put that foot on the floor, and I'm going to go straight to the other side. All right? We're going to lengthen first. Belly button is to the spine. Keep those shoulders down. Let that heart come forward, keeping the back flat. Hands are on thighs for support. You feel that stretch? Just beginning, right? We're beginning to open up that back side of that leg a little bit. Just one more breath here. Lovely. Let's come all the way up. Put that foot back on the floor. Grab a sip of water. Okay, so if you have a strap, we're going to go ahead and grab that, and we'll put it in our lap for right now. I'm going to show you how to do this pose without using the strap if you choose to do that, okay? So we're going to move to the right side of our chair. So again, I've got one butt cheek that's on and one that's off, okay? If you are not going to use your strap, what you will do is you'll take your hand and you're going to slide it down along the thigh, across the knee, down to your ankle. Let your knee fall down. So it's a version of seated dancer pose, okay? And it's a great version, and if that works for you, excellent. But if you're with me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my strap, and I've got one strap in, one piece of the strap in each hand. Now, I'm going to come down, And I'm going to place the strap in front of my ankle. I'm going to bring both sides of that strap back behind, and I'm going to grab it with my right hand. Okay, so my other hand is loose. I've got both straps in my other hand behind my ankle. Okay, now I'm going to lift my heart up, hold on to the chair. You're going to just simply bend that knee and let that knee fall down. And now with your strap, see, you can adjust how much stretch you have in that. Do you see what I'm doing there, right? So I'm adjusting the stretch by just simply lifting up on that strap or pulling it down, right? Now, what you can do if you want to is you can bring this strap up over the shoulder. You can bring that strap up over the shoulder. There we go. And then bend or lower, okay? You kind of see what I'm doing there? So it's kind of up behind your back. And it's just going to give you the opportunity to get a little bit more of a quadricep stretch. Now, if you want to, you can even let go of the chair, and there you are in a beautiful seated dancer. But if you don't feel like letting go of the chair, hang on to the chair. What I care more about is this stretch happening in this leg. One more breath. Now, put that foot down, take the strap away, and just take a break, okay? And I just turned to kind of show you what I was doing. I hope that you weren't trying to turn with me. I should have said that. Okay, we're going to go to the other side, so we have another chance at getting this one. Okay, so we're going to scoot over to the edge of our chair. And remember, if you don't have your strap or don't want to use your strap, all you're going to do, you're going to hold the chair. This hand is going to slide across the thigh, across the knee, down the shin, grab your ankle, let that knee fall down, and there you are in a lovely dancer, right? You can stay right there. But if you're with me, I'm going to use my strap. It just gives me a little bit of extra. So all of the strap, really all it does is it kind of extends your arms. It just makes your arms a little bit longer. Okay, so I've got a strap in each hand. I'm going to place it in front of my ankle, bring it back behind. So now I'm grabbing both sides of the strap with this hand, okay? All right, I'm going to lift up. I'm going to grab that chair. Now, just bring that ankle up and back, right? So you can choose how much of a stretch you want in the quadricep. If you want a little bit more, I'm going to bring that strap behind me, right? There's more, and then if I want even more, I can let go of the chair. You got to have that belly tight, right? If you're going to let go of the chair, lifting your hand, there's a beautiful seated dancer pose. You feel your quadricep stretching. That's the main piece of this. One more breath. Let's put our hand back on the chair, release, and come back up to seated. All right. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just set our strap down for right now. And we're going to move towards the edge of our chair. So we're going to continue working on these big old strong muscles right here, the quadricep muscles, okay? So we're going to move into a chair pose series. We're going to pull our belly button into our spine, okay? We're going to take our feet and bring them back just a little bit. So you want to be able to, I call it having purchase. So when you push down on your feet, you can actually, we're going to act as if we're going to lift our hips up out of the chair, but we're not. Our hands are going to be resting right here on the thighs. We're going to press down on our thighs as we try to lift up out of the chair, but don't lift. Activating the quadriceps and the belly. One more breath. Let's release that. We're going to do that just like that one more time. Here we go. Press it. So I'm pushing down on my thighs. I'm lifting up with my seat up out of the chair, sort of. One more breath and release. Okay, so you can keep doing that, but if you want to bring your hands to heart, so I don't have that extra help when I'm pressing down, take a deep breath in, act like you're getting out of the chair, but don't. And release it. You feel your quads working? Here we go. And release. Okay, now the next piece, and we're just building, right? We're adding on and adding on. You don't ever have to add on. You can keep doing just what we did. But if you're with me, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to have my hands on my thighs, but I am going to go ahead and lift my seat up out of the chair, okay? So I'm going to take a deep breath in, and on an exhale, up I come, okay? Pressing through those thighs. Now, watch where your knees are. Your knees need to be behind your toes, right? So if you feel those knees coming forward, number one, it's really hard on the knees, but number two, it takes all the work out of the quadriceps. If you push your hips back, there, now, you feel that? You feel the difference? You feel those quadriceps working? All right, let's go ahead and sit down. You stay facing me. I'm just kind of turning to the side so you can see me. Let's do that one more time, just like that. Take a deep breath in, hands are on the thighs, press, lift up out of that chair. Make sure, go ahead and peek at your toes. Make sure you can wiggle your toes. Make sure you can see your toes, so your knees need to be behind them. One more breath, and down we go. Okay. All right, are we ready? The next add-on is I'm not going to use my hands to help. I'm going to pull my belly in. I'm going to bring my hands to my heart. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, up I come. Right? You feel it? Quads are working hard. Hips are back. Now, the other thing I tend to see in my classes sometimes is people will do this. Well, that also kind of takes the work out of the quadricep. I want your heart lifted. So you're really feeling those big muscles working. Do you feel it? Take a deep breath in, and then we're going to exhale and come back and have a seat. We're going to do that again. Inhale here. Exhale, up we come. All right, peek down at your toes. Make sure you can wiggle those toes. Make sure those hips are back, right? Belly is tight. Heart is lifted. One more breath. Have a seat. We're going to do one more. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale. Up we go. You've got choices, right? You can be with hands on thighs. You can be with your seat in the chair, but just acting like you're coming up out of it, just activating those legs. Or you can be in a full chair pose. Oh my goodness, one more breath here. Down we go. And take a break. All right, let's grab a sip of water. We're going to move into pyramid pose using our strap. So let's grab our strap. And we're going to move to the edge of our chair. And if you don't have a strap, you'll just do this without it. It's just fine. So let's go ahead and extend our right leg long out in front of us. Our toes are facing up towards the ceiling. So you're going to reach down and you're going to put your strap around the ball of your foot. You're going to hold one strap in each hand. Extend the spine long, pull the belly button in, and let your heart fall forward. So what I'm doing is I'm pulling gently on that strap, right? And I'm using it to actually let my heart come down a little bit further. We're going to go ahead and lift up. And let's do that one more time. Extend, pull gently. So we're letting that strap help us increase this stretch, keeping the back flat, letting that heart fall forward, pulling gently on that strap. Let's come up and we're going to do that one more time. Extend and hinge. And I'm just going to choke up a little bit more on my strap. I feel like I've got a little more flexibility in that hamstring, so I'm going to give it a little more love, if you will. One more breath here, and up we go. All right, let's do the other side. So I'm going to place the strap into the ball of the foot. I've got one hand on each side of the strap. I'm going to extend my heart long and let that heart fall forward. And just feel that hamstring stretch. Just giving it a little extra love here. Let's go ahead and release it. Lift your heart up and gently letting that heart fall forward, using that strap to increase the stretch. Let's lift up and do that one more time. Extend, hinging forward. Maybe you choke up on that strap a little bit, right? If you want, your choice. release. Very, very good. Okay. So we're going to move to the back of our chair and straddle the chair. Our toes are going to point out. So you have the seat of the chair here between your legs. Grab your strap, double it up, place your hands, have about 18 inches of strap between them. Hands to the ceiling. All right, we're going to lean our mountain. Now, as we lean, we want to keep all of this side down, right? So we're not letting any of that lift up. We're feeling that stretch in the sideways, but you're going to have inner thighs stretching too. Let's come up, and we're going to lean the other way. Up we go. Bring those hands down and just take a break. We're going to add a dip. So as we come up and lean our mountain, then we're going to let one hand come forward, and it'll just give us a little bit of a twist and some work into that sideways, some stretching into that sideways, and you might feel the hip and you might feel the opposite inner thigh a little bit more too. Here we go. Up we go. We're going to lean that mountain first. Now take this hand and you're going to let it fall down towards the floor to where it's parallel. So now the strap is parallel to the floor. Are you feeling that? I'm feeling it. Sideways is stretching. This inner thigh, the opposite inner thigh, is working harder. One more breath. Take the twist out. Come up. We're going to go the other way. Take this hand. Let it fall down to where the strap is parallel to the floor. Holding and breathing. One more breath. Take that strap up. Bring the hands down. We're going to do that one more time. Just one more time. Here we go. Up we go. Let's go to the right first this time. Left hand twists down. Leaning mountain with a dip. Come up. Back up to mountain. Lean our mountain again. Add that dip. Bring that hand back up. Both hands up to the ceiling and release. Go ahead and bring those legs forward. Set your strap down on the floor. Move to the front edge of your mat, of your chair. Your feet are on the floor. And your feet are a little bit wider, so you don't want them together. So just go ahead and heel toe your feet out about 2 times so they're at least the width of the legs of your chair, okay? Belly is going to be super tight. My hands are right here on the thighs. Now I'm just going to lean to the right. Then I'm going to let my heart come forward. Let your heart fall down between your legs. Over to the left. So just big body circles. Now make sure you go back. Pull that belly in. Make that big circle around. Let's do that again. Here we go. Forward we go. Other side. Stretch it out. Keep that opposite hip down. Don't leave out that back part. Let's reverse it. Nice and slow. A full body experience. You should be feeling a lot of muscles in a lot of part of the body. So really paying attention. What's happening, right? Are your feet grounded to the floor? Are your sits bones grounded to the chair? Are you feeling those sideways muscles? Are you really making your body come all the way back, working that belly, working that belly, working that belly, and up we go. How did that feel? I like that one. Okay, we're going to move into a seated pigeon, which we do a lot. So you can cross an ankle to an ankle, or you can cross your ankle to your knee. So we're going to flutter just a little bit. We're just kind of moving a little bit into that joint. All right, extend the spine long, pull the belly in, and let that heart fall forward. For version 1. We're going to do 3 different versions, and all 3 are great. You can pick and choose which version you like best, or you can do one of each. It's all good. Let's go ahead and lift up. All right, now extend the spine long. You're going to put your elbow right in front of that knee. Put your hand on your fingers and just, I meant to say your chin on your fingers, and just press gently. And go ahead and lift up. Another version is hands to the ceiling, hands out towards the wall in front of you, and then down to the floor. That's another really good version. And up we go. Let's do the other side. All right, we're going to lengthen through. Let that heart fall forward. All right, come up. Extend. Put that elbow there if you wish. And release it. Final version. Up we go. Out and down. All right, let's move back in our chair. Place your hands lightly on your thighs. You can lean back this time. Flip your palms facing up. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Lift up the lives around you. If you always dominate the conversation, you'll be invited into fewer and fewer conversations. If you always cheat at the game, very soon no one will want to play with you. It is in your own best interest to restrain your own interest, because your well-being is interwoven with the well-being of others. Your most rewarding goal is not to always win at any cost. Your most rewarding goal is to develop and maintain a world where as many people as possible can win. That doesn't mean denying or opposing your own self-interest. It means understanding your self-interest from a broad perspective. Success is not an isolated phenomenon. Though success is built through individual effort, the greatest successes are those that encompass and benefit the most individuals. Seek always to succeed in ways that inspire and enable many others to succeed. Lift up the lives around you, for that is the most dependable and fulfilling way to lift your own life as well. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. Reach up with your right hand. Give the head a gentle tug as you press that left hand down towards the floor. Release it. Drop your chin towards your chest. Reach up with your hands. Give the head a gentle tug. Release it. Drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. Reach up with your left hand. Give the head a gentle tug as you press that right hand down towards the floor. Release it. Look up just slightly. Open your mouth if you want to stretch your jaw. Bring your hands to your heart. Honoring one another, we say Namaste. Thank you so much for joining today. Remember, click on that subscribe button, leave me a comment, and I will see you next time.